Recently, there's been quite an exchange of war of words between the White House and one particular news agency over the issues of bias. And I think that's something that people overlook, is that all media is biased. Even dating back to the time of the newspapers and such like that, they were always in the business of trying to make money of telling you a story about what's going on around you. Even more than 100 years ago, in the allegations of yellow press, well, those types of things haven't changed. Because people have overlooked that the purpose of, whether it be the newspapers, radio news, television news, has always been in order to make a buck by telling you a story of what's going on around you. And now, with the age of 24/7 news cable coverage, it's gotten even worse. We've now gotten to the point where not only do they want to tell a story, but they want to be the first one to tell it. That right there opens up the prospect of various biases. Not necessarily deliberate, though in some cases it may be deliberate, but biases in terms of interpretation of events. Because all of us look at the situations around us and the events that occur around us from our own worldview perspective. And if your perspective slants one way or another, you're going to interpret the news around you in that way. Certainly that's at the heart of the question with regards to the one particular news agency in question. But that kind of thing has always existed. And it's further aggravated by, because of that need to be the first one to report, sometimes they'll report things that may or may not be confirmed. The old rumor mongering problem. And it usually goes like this, unconfirmed reports state, or we've heard from various sources, whatever. The problem with that, and all of the news agencies engage in this, is that it basically taints what comes after it. If, for example, they have a news report or a rumor that such person or some agency may be involved, especially in something that's negative, it basically prejudges that whatever is going to come out is going to be against them. Certainly that occurred in regards to Katrina and a lot of national disasters, or for that matter, other major world events, where because the need to be first to air is overshadowed the search for what may be true or not. All of this combines into the whole notion of bias. Not necessarily deliberate bias, though in some cases it may be, but just a misunderstanding, misinterpretation of the story that they're trying to sell to us for their own profit.